Good
All right.
morning,
So,
dickheads!
Hey, good morning,
hey,
Chucky. Good morning, Tommy.
All
Coach
right,
Tommy Two Snakes. That's how I have him in the description,
yeah,
by the way.
Uncle
there you
T.
go.
Yeah, we call him Pops. We call him Uncle T. We call him Tommy Tomatoes.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, here we are,
Yeah,
fellas. Welcome back to another season of the Bills Mafia podcast. We're a little bit late,
old saying
but better
goes,
late than never.
call me
That's
anything you
right.
want
That's right.
except late for dinner.
Well,
So
listen, we're
come
gonna
right,
come right here out of the. We're gonna come
all right,
hot out of the gate here, coming
right here out of the
straight,
gate.
coming straight at you, Uncle. They're Tommy Tomatoes. What
Oh,
did you have any concerns? Did you have
I
any
had a lot of
concerns about the
concerns.
Bills
Uh,
defense last week?
yeah, for 3.5 quarters, and uh, and
Hey, Coach Snakes, can you
probably
turn up your volume a little bit?
turn it up.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Why not? You
It's
should
kind
be
of
able
funny
to.
how low his chair
How's that?
is in his
I
Is
know.
that
camera.
better?
Kind of
I know.
looks like he's like 3 feet tall.
I know.
I'm sitting down.
I know. You
Okay,
might
can
want to
you hear me
change the
better
angle
now?
on your camera too, Coach. Is there any way
I
you
kind
can
of like it like that. I think we should keep.
keep it?
I
I don't want him fumbling around or nothing with it, but
I have to tilt
Yeah,
my
no,
computer.
keep it like that. No, don't worry about
They're
it.
not
It looks
separate.
funny that way. Keep it that way. All right. Well, the Tomato Man.
Anyway, getting
Do,
back to where I
do you
was,
have any do you have any concerns about?
I can't
as
hear
far
him.
as being
Yeah.
concerned, yeah, I don't think I was concerned as much as McDermott. He was really concerned. In fact, he was downright pissed off. He made him go through full, what do you call it, a full, a full dress practice on Wednesday, and that's supposed to be walking day.
Hmm.
But not today.
Right.
He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy with the defense the way they played on Sunday. I thought his congratulations speech after the game, he was, basically just congratulating them for pulling it out and stuff. He didn't want to point fingers then, but in private, I'm sure he because they were pretty upset that they had to go full tilt practice on Wednesday when it's supposed to be their easier day in preparation for the next week. So I'm sure he was upset completely. Sorry to hear that uh, Oliver is injured. He got injured in that practice,
Yeah.
and he's going to be out for a
Yeah.
week at least this week, maybe
Yeah,
two.
that's my biggest
You know,
concern.
Yeah.
you know. Uh,
All right.
we'll
Well,
see
yeah.
how this
Let's go to
guy
you, Will.
is.
Like, all right, Tommy. Hold on a second.
Uh,
Will, do you have any concerns? Do you think it was just like we played a juggernaut team with both Henry and Lamar? Like, what do you have any concerns this year about our defense?
Of course, man. Of course. And they're all in the secondary. I'm worried about our cornerback position. I guess Trey White's going to be coming back. But I mean, when you really think of that, I mean, that's what we're putting. I'm not trying to insult Trey Day, man. Of course, you guys know that. I love him. But he's, are we kind of putting all our eggs in that basket, man? I mean, I know Harrison will be back too eventually here, but he's, unproven, obviously. Uh, so yeah, I got a lot of, I'm very
that
concerned
might be
about
you. You
that.
froze up, Will.
I froze up on you? Not on
Yeah,
my
no,
end,
now
man.
you're back. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
now you're
you're
back.
good. You're not frozen, Will.
How's
Don't worry
No,
about it.
I think it's.
But anyway,
But
what about that guy
but I
Strong
think I
though?
mean I'm not going to say that
He played
Baltimore,
well.
that game was an outlier for the defense. But I also don't think it's a look at how the defense is going to be all year. I think they will shore things up. First week one at first is considered an outlier, right? A lot of times the teams look a lot different. They got to get back
Yeah.
in the feel for everything. So it's concerning when you look at it and go, well, yeah, this is a kind of a carbon copy of the games we had last year. That I remember the stretch against Detroit and LA, where it's like, yeah, the offense put up 40 points and won the game, but so did the defense let go, and that's what you were. I don't think that's going to be the trend this year. I think that's getting better. I'm worried a little bit about Oliver right now, but I guess that's only going to be about a game or two. It sounds like right now. So we'll talk about the injuries later on.
Right.
If you know exactly if you have any more information on that, I don't. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm not as worried as, but the only part I would be worried about at all, like I said, is some of the secondary there, your corners, man. But as far as playing against the Jets today, I'm not as concerned. I'm not saying that Garrett Wilson and some of the weapons they have over there can't get open, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, from
was
what
that an answer? Was that yes and no? What was it? What was my answer there? Can you repeat my answer? Because I don't even know what I fucking said. It's early, man. I'm not that. It's early for me. I'm a night guy, and I would rather do this show on a Saturday night where my brain processes faster. So you guys take the reins there. But yeah,
back end.
Yeah, I think what I'm hearing from both of you is that you're not really concerned. Will, you're saying it's early.
Well, the thing is,
Tommy,
right? I'm
you're
telling him what
just
he said.
yeah. I'll tell you guys, man. I'm pretty concerned. You know, every year we get bounced out of the playoffs when we play really good teams. When we play playoff teams,
yeah.
You know the three teams we need to worry about in the AFC are who? The Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Bengals, right? Maybe one more kind of surprise team might come show up this year, but those are the three big ones we're gonna have to worry about. I think overall, sure, when we play teams like the Jets or like like the lower end AFC teams like the Titans, I think the Bills D is going to be just fine. But my concern again, man, it's every year when we get to the playoffs, is this a Super Bowl caliber defense?
Right.
So far, we only have one part of the sample size here, one game, but so far it's not looking like we got a playoff or a Super Bowl caliber defense. Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Well, let me ask you though, because what has been the common problem when we get into the playoffs though with our defense? It's been injuries, man. It's So I mean, if you ask me right now, am I concerned with the group that's on the field right now, and also knowing that we're getting Hoyt, that we're getting Ogunjobi when those guys get off suspension, that Ed Oliver will be healthy shortly enough. Trey White come back, Hairston will be on the field eventually. You know what I mean? So like, assuming that squad is healthy and our defense is what they should be going into January, then are you concerned? Because that's how I'm trying to kind of look at it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to look at like as far as week to week, and especially if we can rest up some guys against some of these teams early on in the year. I'm not saying to just lay down against some of the, you know what I mean, but some of the opponents that aren't that, you don't have to balls to the wall, kill themselves, but. You know what I mean? So do you feel a little different if we have a healthy squad going in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you that concerned? At the end of the year, the same shit will happen. You know what I mean?
I am. Yeah,
you are.
My answer was clear. Go ahead, Tommy. Yeah, I am.
I just have one thing.
Yeah. What about you, Coach?
What you guys are saying is legit. Okay. I mean, you're not saying anything that I would totally disagree with. But I do have one question for you, just like I have for all those analysts out there who were saying how phenomenal the Baltimore defense was and how phenomenal their offense was. All right, or is, whatever. They're rated to go to the Super Bowl. They're already picking them to beat Buffalo out. Okay? A lot of them. But I have one question. Last year, when we were in Baltimore, in the second half,
yeah,
you freeze up.
Yeah,
pulling it out, and they shut down Baltimore's offense. In the last week, with 8 minutes left to go in the game, yes, it did take the big fumble to get the momentum going, but you realize that King Henry only gained 6 yards after the 40-yard run for the touchdown. He only gained 6 yards after that. They shut him down. They shut down Lamar. They shut down the passing game.
In the playoffs,
into punting.
Yeah.
And they
hold on. They didn't shut down Lamar.
Yes, they did. They tried
in the
to go
playoffs?
for it. No, in the playoffs. I'm talking about Sunday, last Sunday's game. The playoffs.
Sunday. Okay.
I said the only reason they didn't pull that one out is because Josh slipped on the sideline and that ball got picked. Otherwise, we would have scored that. And if they would have scored,
Yeah.
we probably would have beat Baltimore. But my point is, if the Bills defense in 8 minutes can shut down this high-powered, potent offense, and we come out, of course, like I said, give credit to that fumble.
I hear you, Coach. Yeah.
But so what I'm saying is, how can you say that Buffalo's defense is the problem?
Right. Well, and it kind of pisses me off when they throw a lot of that. If you listen to people talk about that game too, it kind of bugs me. They throw people. They always go, "Well, Henry lost that fumble. Henry put it on." Like it's almost like Ed Oliver's not there. Like Henry just tossed it on the ground.
Exactly.
No, man, but our defense made the play, and that happened last year too with the punch out on Andrews across the middle when Bernard had that insanely incredible punch out and recovery. I mean, it was an incredible play. A lot of pundits you don't even hear talk about it. They just go like, "Oh, if he didn't drop the ball."
Don't give credit where the credit is due.
So no, the defense does that. But Chucky's point, though, Tommy, is that the defense crumbles into the playoffs, and are you worried about that? Or at least they have not made the stops they need to be making in the playoffs, and we've lost games because
I said,
of it.
I'm not arguing with what he said.
Right.
And I agree.
But you're not as concerned. I'm in the middle on the fence there, and I think Chucky is concerned. So we can move on to another topic, though, Chuck.
I understand, and I understand why.
Well, yeah, I mean, real quick though, Tommy. I mean, I hear you, brother. Like you're very optimistic about the defense. You always are. You're a bit of a Bills defense apologist, which is great, man. A lot of Bills fans are.
Yeah.
But as far as shutting down Henry, come on, man. The guy had 169 yards.
They got a fumble. They got the fumble.
That was on 18 carries, man. He averaged 9.4 yards per carry, man. 9.4.
Right. All in the first.
Sure, they stopped him at the end.
We might as well not even have been on the field.
Yeah.
Just let him run.
Tommy.
What you're missing. I'm not saying he didn't have a great first.
What point am I missing?
First three, that from the second half on, from the third quarter on.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, okay. Not he's like I said.
No, he broke that. He broke that long touchdown run in the fourth quarter, man.
Yeah, he had an amazing 57 minutes.
Yes, but when they needed him most, when
Baltimore
needed him most, right, to put the clamp on the Bills' offense and team completely.
Well, our defense came through.
Downs and running the clock out. Let me finish. When they needed him the most, he fumbled and he only gained 6 yards, and that's when they needed him the most.
Well, yeah.
I don't know, Tom.
Beforehand. But
again, man, I think you're
at that point in the game, though, that's when they know he's getting the ball. The defense needs to make a play. I mean,
and they did.
Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not saying that's anything on Henry.
Line 3 times, and Bosa stopped.
Yeah,
but when they needed him to come, all
right. Anyway, from getting around the corner.
Yeah,
I don't understand what I'm saying.
Sure, Tommy. We get you in the biggest moment of the game, biggest moments of the game. They did it, but what we're saying is the other 97% of the game, they steamrolled us, man.
I'm not saying they didn't, and I'm not saying there is no cause for concern. And I'm not
well, that's the overall, just the broad question was: are there concerns? And man, 90%, 97% of the game. There's a lot of concerns, man.
Right.
But I hear you. Yeah, maybe in the big moments each game, they'll come through, man. I hope you're right.
Yeah, it's tough to put all your, like I said before, all your eggs in that basket, though. It's hard to live and die on that hill,
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of that the last several years.
Really.
Let's move to the other side of the ball. Let's move to the other side of the ball here. Let's start with you, Willie. Like, so we started out slow last week, right? Now, my question for you guys, and we'll start with you, Will. Was that by design? Was it by play calling? Was Josh coming out rusty? From what I'm hearing from the all-22 tape is that The receivers weren't getting open in the first half. But also, what's important to kind of name here is Josh didn't even throw a pass further than 5 yards from the line of scrimmage until the last 2 minutes of the first half. So what's the deal, man? Was Josh starting out slow? Was it play calling? Was it receivers? What did you see, man?
Right. Clearly, I'm not an insider. According to Joe Brady, though, a lot of that was design. And what I loved hearing from him, though, just real quickly to not pivot at all, but just what I loved hearing from him was that he beat the hell out of himself over the second and third drives that the offense had last week, where they stalled. They went 3 and out twice in a row. Like even though we came back, he put together, I think, an incredible, performance in the second half. Brady's as far as his designing the plays goes, but that he beats himself up over those couple of hiccups is fantastic. It gives you keeps you encouraged. I think with last week, I thought that they started out strong. I didn't realize that Allen didn't throw a pass beyond 5 yards the first up until
not until that 2-minute drill.
So right at the end of the second.
And really, there was only one pass further than 5 yards of line of scrimmage in the first half, and that was that long one to Kincaid.
Right. And what I noticed was, I didn't notice they didn't have any beyond 5 yards, but I noticed that they were primarily short, and I believe that gives me a lot of faith because it shows the faith that Josh has in his receivers getting yards after the catch. He expects them to make plays with the ball in their hands, which is what they're on the field to do. So I like what I'm seeing from the offense. I was a little worried coming into this season that we're going to see a little too much and which is fine to say because it didn't feel like he was spreading the ball around as much last week as we had before. But then it turned out he had 10 different targets by the end of the game, I believe it was. And I go, I feel like the spreading around too with Josh Palmer. And I think Kincaid's taken a step, and Coleman's clearly taken a big step this year. I think the talent we have to spread it around to is a little bit more improved than last year as well. So I'm encouraged by what I saw, man, last week. Now, like I said, the second and third, possessions that we had, we just were sad. But like I said, at least Brady's beating himself up over that. He's working, So I'm encouraged by it, man. I think that's my ultimate answer to your question there. So. There
you go.
Unless there's some other detail you wanted me to go on.
No, that was good. Let's go to you there, Tomato Man. What did you think? What did you see from the offense last week, man?
I thought.
Let me add the running game too, though, man, is encouraging as well. Not just tossing it.
But I had a feeling. The feeling that I received from watching the offense in the beginning, the first 3.5 quarters, was that they weren't playing like they had a big eager to win. I know they did. I know they go in feeling we're going to win this game, we have to win, whatever. They feel like that every week. Showing. And the odd thing about it was I was saying, man, they're playing like they're not tired, but like they're just not pumped or something. Sharon, my wife, pointed out to me, she goes, well, know what I think? I said, what do you think? And she says, believe it or not, I think they're wearing Baltimore down. She said, they're letting Baltimore run and chase after Allen and hitting that line. They weren't sacking them, and they were running after
some good analysis by Sharon there.
And I looked at Sharon, I said, you think they're wearing them down? They're not running in. They're not chasing. She goes, but they're not getting to them. She goes, they're trying to get to him, but they're not. The offensive line is doing just enough to keep him off his shoulder. Sure, they
Mine played incredible last week. Mine played well.
But then all of a sudden, in the third quarter, she went to bed because she figured, hey, well, maybe it's a little out of reach.
No.
I told her, don't say die.
What kind of man is Sharon, man?
Did you call her a coward, man?
Huh?
Did you call her a coward to kick her out of bed?
No. She went to bed. And I watched the rest of the game. I never say that. I never walk away from the Bills game. But
I didn't walk away either.
They came back. When the offense was putting the pressure on their defense, I don't care if you like Phil Collins or not. He was the only one that turned around and said, Baltimore can't keep up with them. They're too
Oh,
tall.
Collinsworth.
Collins, yeah.
Yeah, Phil
I'm like
Collins.
Phil
Listen to
Collins.
this guy.
How did he get into here? How's Phil
But
Collins?
I mean, a lot of
He
people,
did.
a lot of
He
people
did the
say,
halftime show.
Yeah.
Will.
Collins, they don't like him.
Came out and sang.
For those listening out there, Phil Collins did not do the halftime show. Yeah.
No, not the
Go
one.
ahead, Tommy.
Got that
We're here. We're
invisible
listening to you.
touch.
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth was the only one that I heard pointing it out. And even all the announcers and shit after the game. Sorry, Europe.
Europe. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody.
Never watched Mike Michael.
You're watching too much PFT in the morning, man. I don't think Sky
Yeah.
Sports is watching
Exactly.
the Bills Mafia.
Hey, man.
I
You know,
stole that line.
The end result of that game was another day in paradise, man. I would have loved to hear some Phil Collins in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, that was the point that I was making is that when he turned around and said they wore him down, and that made me think is that Sharon was
Yeah.
right. They wore him down. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to pull it off every week, letting another team get 40 points before they decide to show up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if they have that ability, I think it is by design. I think
Well-
Joe Brady does it like he did
Okay.
it last year.
See, you think it was by design. Yeah.
Let me.
You
just
know,
throw-
you're probably right, Tommy.
The second
Tommy, you're probably right. There's probably a little bit of everything here, part of the question, right? I think Josh tends to start a little bit slow. Like, I think that's true. Like, that trend has been shown throughout his career. But I also think that Brady, like, I don't know if it's playing chess out there, but I think he doesn't show all the playbook, obviously.
no.
It could be by design in order to kind of, play in chess, think it like having the Ravens defense guessing certain plays and then they open it up later on. It could be all of that, man. And I'm sure you guys heard about, on the sideline, I think Sal Capaccio was reporting this, like Palmer came up to, who was it, Shakir, in like close to the end of the second half, or maybe it was the third quarter. He asked him, when do we really get going here? And Shakir says, right around the end of the second quarter, right? Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
Palmer
but
asking
not much.
Shakir that question.
I believe it happened. I believe it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Just as they, I heard
Palmer, I know Palmer was pumped and he's encouraged after the finish of that game, man. And I saw him talking, I think, on One Bills Live about about the game and finishing up. I don't think I caught much of what you're saying there. I want to say I heard that in passing. So what exactly though? He came up and he was asking Shakir, and that's what and so Shakir said around the end of the second. That's
Yeah. Then Palmer went up to Shakir. He asked him, when do we really start to pick it up here?
right.
And Shakir said right around the end of the second quarter.
Really, that's
Yeah.
that's telling. That's interesting, man.
Well,
Yeah. Well, that's been a trend throughout Allen's career, man. He tends to start slow, but
They're kind of
in
slow,
the
yeah.
big moments, right?
didn't-
That's when he comes alive.
But I didn't think he started that slow. I mean, last week had a great opening drive, and then
They went
2,
down
3
the
and out.
scores.
and like you said, no
They
passes
did.
over 5
Yeah.
yards, really. Definitely nothing like the finish, right?
That first drive, though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's well known that he needs to smack himself around a little to really get fired up and going. So,
Well, we didn't really see like elite Josh Allen until the third quarter, right? Or
Right,
the end of the second, right? But that kind of brings me to my next question here, you guys. I mean, we probably should have started the show with this. But, I mean, like, just take a moment and just soak this in that we have a generational player. Like, good God. Like, could he be one of the best to ever put the jersey on, man? Look at this
man.
guy.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I mean, come on. What can we just spend a couple minutes talking about this, man? How great this guy is.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's tough because I think what happens is watching Josh Allen play, it's such a wild mix of like normally when a football player is that good, and I don't know if I've ever seen one as good as Josh Allen, but when a player is that good, there's almost a part of you that kind of hates the guy. Now, obviously, I wouldn't with just because he's a Bill, I couldn't. But is that just because he's a Bill, or is it because he just genuinely seems like just such a humble
he'd be doing this with
and
any team.
incredible leader? You know what I mean? Like there's like no reason to dislike the guy. So I just feel like it's weird because I feel like fans of other franchises should hate it, but I don't feel like most people probably don't. You know, which is weird. But
Most people respect him. Yeah.
you know that I think that's too much respect for the guy, man.
Comes across.
You know, like I can't stand Mahomes, man. You know, I can understand how a lot of people can't stand him. Great athlete, amazing talent. I'm glad he's not our quarterback. I wouldn't. So what I think it does, though, let me just say because this is kind of funny. I think, man. What I think it does is, watching him play kind of feeds my ego, and it makes me want to always announce, like, you know, I had faith in him in 2018, man. From the rookie season, I was watching this guy. I think I had the. I don't know, man. I'm encouraged that I think he's going to be the best quarterback to, like you said, Chucky, to ever put on the jersey, man.
Well, on that note,
he's got a lot of Super Bowls to win in order.
Yeah, by the end of his career, though.
If I could talk, did either of you hear Joey Bosa?
Go for it, Tommy.
Did you hear Joey Bosa's comment?
No, go ahead. No, what'd you read? What'd you hear?
Well, Bosa said, he goes, I didn't realize how good. Biff, stop. I didn't realize they're having a yard sale. He goes, I didn't realize.
Man, we're getting a look into Tommy's personal life here, talking about Sharon, hearing his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
anyway,
right.
hey.
Put it all on display. Hang it all out there, Coach Snakes.
Anyway.
That's right. Yeah. Let's talk about his past. Let's bring
up his past.
I never realized how good of a coach. You following them? Okay. I listened because I watched from lines before. He goes, but not like this because he was on the other team. You know, he would, when he would see it would only be for a second. Otherwise, he was playing it against them. But he never actually just watched Allen perform. And he said, he's unbelievable. He was, I can't believe this. He goes, he's unbelievably good.
He's unbelievable. Speaking of Bosa, though, man, he looked great, though, too, man. And I was a little worried about him because he's so injury prone. You guys a little encouraged about Bosa?
Yeah.
And the only person who mentioned his accomplishments Sunday was Chris Collinsworth. He turned around and late in that game when he stopped Jackson behind the line, and he turned around and said, "Well, the old man Bosa or the old pro Bosa."
Now look at Joey Bosa's haunches. Now here's the guy. Yeah, I know, man.
As he said, he goes, "The old pro Joey Bosa figured it out."
What did you for me?
Like all night.
You're what?
Jackson had been running to that left end and getting around the corner for 5, 6, 8
It's by the window.
But when the time counted, when it came down to the nitty-gritty, and they needed that first down before they punted, he tried to come around that edge, and he got nailed. Because Bosa, he said,
Yeah. All right.
So, and I think the whole team needs to gel sooner than they did.
What about if it's the rope-a-dope strategy again there, Tommy?
Yes, I still feel they have that in the back of their mind. Or maybe that is their strategy.
Yep.
They did it last year.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you brought up Bosa, Tommy. No, it's a good.
NFL they screwed Buffalo out of that Kansas City game. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Maybe we can get into that a little bit towards the end here. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up Bosa. But Tommy, the question, I mean, the little bit of the focus here was just how great this quarterback. I mean, come on. We went through the quarterback wilderness, man, for the whole drought. Sure, there was some flashes from Fitz and Tyrod, and maybe EJ had a couple of decent games.
I liked EJ. I did.
But come on, we got one of the best players to ever put on the uniform, man.
And I think he's going to be. He's already proven to me that he's better than the GOAT. He might not have
Oh,
8
dude.
Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
But he's done
Athletically
things that
speaking, there's no
nobody's done.
comparison, man.
Nobody does.
Sure. You know, I hear you guys. I love it, but at the same time, man, we can't put him ahead of Brady. Come on, or even like Montana, or like, come on, we can't do
Athletically
that yet,
speaking,
right?
you can put
He's
him
got to
ahead
win
of
a Super
Brady.
Bowl.
Yeah, but
Sure. Yeah, but come
yeah,
on,
when
you
it
guys
comes
are.
to the accolades, but when it comes to playing the position, who's better?
That's what I mean. I'm not talking about.
Is he the most athletically gifted? Is he the most athletically gifted? One of the top like 5 that we've ever seen. You know, you could compare him to like Vic.
He's the
Yeah, I was
number
gonna say
one.
Michael Vick. You know,
Michael Vick. had
No,
a lot of runs.
did you guys hear me? What I said is like when it comes to just like physical talent and
Yeah.
athletically giftedness.
Right.
Yeah, come on, like
Yeah.
Vic had some gifts, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I put Allen in somewhere probably in the top 5 that I've seen. You know,
Yeah.
You put Ellen in the
Right.
top 5.
of most athletically
When
gifted.
it comes to like
That-
athletic giftedness, yeah.
especially when it comes to raw ability, because like also even with guys like Vic and stuff, you could see that how I don't know, it's just you can see more. I don't know, more work on it. Like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like Allen just seems like he just can kind of lumber into playing the best.
What's a good comparison with any other quarterback ever? I mean, maybe like a Montana with Vic's legs. Like, I mean, come on, man. They're not Montana. Sorry.
Young.
Maybe like a John Elway type.
Or yeah,
John Elway, Steve Young.
Yeah, Steve Young, Elway, and then Big Ben, but with more mobility and you know.
Right. Escapability better than any of those cats. Yeah. Tommy, what were you gonna say?
I think he's first, and they all follow him. Even though they played years
Okay.
before him, they're behind him.
Yeah.
They already know it.
Yeah.
Have we mentioned on this episode yet that Coach Snakes wanted Sam Darnold? Did we mention that?
Yeah, but everybody makes mistakes.
You know, I think we did last year, man.
There were
I know,
31
it's-
other NFL teams
I'm just
that drafted
joking, man.
that day that
I thought he wanted Baker
I don't
Mayfield.
have a lot of jokes, so I got to dig back deep. You know,
Yeah.
I thought he wanted Baker Mayfield.
Baker
did.
too, but the Big Show's not as funny because he's a great quarterback. You know, I'm not saying that Darnold's terrible, but where is
That's
he? What's
true.
he doing? You know, I mean, he's in Seattle.
He's in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Seattle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we spent a little bit of time talking about how great Josh Allen is.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Let's move to the injury.
Yeah,
Let's talk about this game.
Slurp fest on.
Let's
Allen.
talk about the Jets. Let's talk about the Jets. Let's first start with the injury report. I mean, we know that Big Ed is out, but also we got Taron Johnson
Yeah.
questionable, and we already knew that Trey White was probably going to be questionable too, but he is as well. And Hancock and Shaq Thompson, they're all questionable for today.
Right.
So I don't know if for some reason Taron Johnson can't suit up and Trey White is out. Like, I mean, I know we're talking about the Jets here, but they look pretty good
He looked great
against
last
Pittsburgh.
week.
Don't underestimate the Jets. The Jets have a good team. You know, they just haven't gelled yet. This is their first year together. You know,
Yeah,
for this group,
right.
you know, and I think, you know, if Aaron Rodgers didn't pull an Aaron Rodgers last week, the Jets would have beat Pittsburgh. You know, and I think Justin Fields played a better game than Aaron Rodgers did. But Aaron, being Aaron Rodgers, he still had that one last gift of throwing a bomb with the last seconds going and for a touchdown. He's done it to many teams for many years. You know?
Yeah, it's his forte.
Yeah. But, I mean, and the thing is, though.
I think he still has the most Hail Marys in the league, doesn't he? In league history, Aaron Rodgers?
He's got it. Yeah,
I believe so.
He might. He
that's
might.
been his thing, man.
Yeah.
The only thing he doesn't have is the original.
God bless him.
Who has the original Hail Mary?
The first ever Hail Mary. We should.
Flutie. Doug.
Oh, he's talking about the hit.
That's who they even
Boston
named it.
College.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first Hail Mary ever.
Yeah, that could be a
No,
tough
that's
trivia
not when it
question.
started. That's not
He's
when the
not
Hail
the
Mary
first person
started.
to throw
Tommy. Come on.
He wasn't the first one to throw the football
No,
most of the length
when
of the
he was in
field.
Boston
last
College
sections of
and
the
he
game.
did it with a second left in the game or something, 5 seconds.
Yeah, but that wasn't the first Hail Mary ever.
Called it the Hail Mary. No, it was the announcer.
Called it the Hail Flutie.
Hail Mary.
No,
And it stuck with them ever since. But he did
it's
that
called
when he was
the Hail Flutie, man. That's not how the Hail Mary started.
Google it.
I'm going to. It's that Tommy. You're hold on. Let's step back for a second.
Yeah,
You're
it's kinda
saying the
crazy.
first Hail Mary ever was by Doug Flutie in the Boston College game? You think that's the first one ever?
The first one that was announced as a Hail Mary was the one thrown by Doug Flutie. The hell, it's 400.
No, man. We got to edit this out. I mean, it's either this is too good to take out, or it's really
can't-
embarrassing that we got to edit this out.
You can't edit. We're live.
No, man, it only proves that you're not old enough to remember when Doug Flutie was
Old
in
enough?
Boston College.
Tommy, here's what the good old Google machine said, man. The first Hail Mary was not a single event, but a term popularized by Dallas Cowboys quarterback Roger Staubach after a game-winning, desperate pass to Drew Pearson. And Staubach was way before Flutie. I don't know what you're smoking over there, man, but you got to, smoke a little less of it, man.
When was it first announced as the Hail Mary?
According to Google, they're saying like 75, but it probably came before that, man. I don't know. Google's saying 1975.
Man.
Yeah, the Hail Flutie was in I think the late 80s, man.
I never heard.
So I don't know what you're
the Hail
smoking over
Mary in the 70s. But
All right.
Yeah,
well,
you were
anyways,
hitting the hash
Maybe
sheesh
they
pipe
did.
a little heavy in the 70s there, Coach. I think that's what happened.
That's when he was in college. Yeah.
no, come on. Flutie wasn't in college in 75? What? Come on, man.
Someplace around there.
All right. Well,
No,
anyways,
come on. No, he was in
Anyway,
college in
anyway, my point
75.
is this.
When did Flutie enter the league? Late 80s, early 90s? When did Flutie
early 90s. Yeah,
Early
come on.
90s?
Well, late 80s. Yeah.
late 80s, yeah, somewhere around there.
86.
He'd have been in college in like 87 or something, 88, probably.
So the Hail Flutie was in 84, Tommy. The Hail Flutie was in 84.
84.
Yeah.
And 84.
Yeah.
That's
All
all right,
right.
10 years off or so.
Anyways, back to the Jets.
Yeah, moving on.
Back to the Jets, man. What are we predicting here, guys?
Well,
What do
I
you think is
like
gonna
about-
happen?
I've never been a
Kind of game
fan,
we're looking
so I
for.
wouldn't have heard it that anyway.
What I like about the Jets game
But
coming up, though,
anyway.
man, is the one thing I dig is that at least in practices, our defense gets to chase someone around at the quarterback position because Fields does scare me a little bit. Now, I can't say scare. That's a bad word. I wish this was. I'd edit that out if this wasn't live. Not scare me, but yeah, a little bit because I feel like that cat's got nothing to really lose. He's already on his third team. He's a good quarterback and he's mobile as shit. I mean, So I think the best thing we have going.
He's got talent.
Defensively
He's got
speaking.
ability. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. At least defensively
The only thing
speaking,
I
I
can
think the good thing we have going is at least we can practice against Josh Allen every day. Now, given that's practice, but we have experience with mobile quarterback and watching the dual threat like that. So I'm encouraged defensively like that a little bit, but I am still, like I said earlier, start of the show, worried about our D2. So, but I think we'll be all right with the Jets, man. Go ahead and that's all I was going to add.
Our defense is practicing against either Mitch or the other guy. And they don't practice against
Bouchel? Shane Bouchel?
Allen takes
Bouchel.
reps in practice, but yeah, I mean you can.
Well, yes, but Bouchel plays the part of the.
I know that in the practice squad.
That's
I know.
who they're going to chase around.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm aware of that.
My thing is, when it comes to Fields, you were saying he's been with 3 teams. Well, the thing is, Fields got the raw end of the stick with Chicago because they didn't use him right. Just like Baker Mayfield had the raw end of the bad end of the stick when he was with Cleveland. They didn't use him right. Then he goes to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh paid a lot of money for Russell. And, they knew they were going to go with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
To me, watching the preseason games and stuff, Fields outbeat Russell. And they won when Fields was on the field. Then they put in Russell, and Pittsburgh went downhill. but they.
Yeah, I
stayed
remember,
with
man.
him. So now he's with New York, and the coach at New York was his coach.
Yeah.
Was his coach.
Pittsburgh was
his
never
current
really
coach
a
went
fit
on.
for Fields,
So,
you know what I mean?
No, so, I mean, and so now he's playing with someone who cares about him, that likes him, and he's going to give it his all, and the guy has faith in him. So he's going to play different. I don't think he's going to beat Buffalo, only because I'm a big Buffalo fan, and I'm always going to go with Buffalo first. But he can give them a run for
Always.
their money. You know, yeah, he can give them a
Okay.
heck of a. Yeah, it might be a lot closer game than. I don't know if
It's
it can
okay,
get any
man.
closer than last week, but
Nowadays, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot more reasonable to go with the Bills all the time. You know, I mean, I was trying to pick them all the time 10 years ago, and it was
But
just
I
sad.
don't think he'll outduel
Yeah.
Josh Allen, who is, as everybody knows. one
Well,
of
you
the
guys
best.
never pick them to
One
lose.
day-
You guys never show any objective, non-biased predictions. You
I
just,
gotta push
the
back
Bills are
on
going to win every week.
I got to push back on that, though, Chuck, because yeah, you're right, but you're also
Ask
right
you.
in the context
I
of
don't
the
know
last
why-
like few years. You're right in the context of the Josh Allen era since 2020, and essentially like most
Right.
games they're
You guys are
favored.
just
In
like-
most games, why would I pick against them?
It's like, they're going to win today. Oh, the Bills are going to win.
No, forget that.
Which would be
Forget that.
ridiculous if we had EJ Manuel running around tossing stones back there, but we don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
but,
listen,
there's got to be some objectivity,
because Allen's
man. Like
doing
thinking
so
like it.
good,
Who's
you're
the team that's
saying-
who's
you're
going
saying
to beat
I'm
them,
picking
Chuck?
the Bills.
Come on,
You're saying
turncoat.
I'm picking the Bills.
I don't know.
Shut up and listen. You're saying I'm picking the Bills.
They got to
because
play the
have-
Eagles this year. They got to play the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
yeah,
They got to
yeah.
play the Bengals.
Right. And
Bengals.
I don't. But
Bengals.
I've always picked the Bills to win. I've picked the Bills to win since 1965.
Hey,
When I first started
Yeah.
watching
listen to this guy.
them. You know?
One of these years,
Yeah, and then this guy's
And one of
a
these years they're
closet
gonna be right.
Browns fan, a closet Bears fan, a closet Patriots fan. He's got a Bills hat on right now. But as soon as it's
I admit it.
125 today, he's going to put on a Chiefs hat,
I would never
probably.
take the Bears. No, I wouldn't put
Yeah.
on a Chiefs hat. I wouldn't put on a Chiefs hat, and I won't wear.
That's why in the description
But the thing
for
is-
the
the
for
thing
the
is-
podcast here,
And I
fellas.
would never pick the Bears or the Browns over Buffalo in a game.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
as
That's,
much as like Rick,
that's what he
Well,
says.
guys, we got a few minutes left.
the Browns and the Bears.
Hey man, we're gonna be
All right,
wrapping this
all
up
right.
pretty soon, right? So,
Unlike Chucky,
Shut your little yet hole for a second here,
somebody to beat
Tommy.
the Bills 3 days before the game.
All right.
that's true.
Well,
Now that
True.
is upsetting.
all right. Well, we got a few minutes left here, guys. Like, let's.
End of the show.
What's your
Bring us
prediction
home,
for the
Chucky.
score today? What's your prediction for the year overall?
As-
Let's start with you, Will.
the
You don't
Bills-
want to do
Sure
a
will.
prediction on the game? Are we doing record?
We're gonna start. What's your prediction on the game today, and then the
Okay.
record?
And then overall year record? All right, so
Yeah.
the game today, which I haven't done any predictions yet this year, but we did them last year, and that was a good season. So I'll suspend my superstition and go. I'm going to say 34-28 Buffalo, and 15-2 is their overall record, and that's being generous on the L's, man.
Wow. All right. Tommy.
Well, as I said last week, I don't think I ever want to pick a point spread again. But I will say the Bills will win. End the story. And
Okay, you're not gonna pick a score.
as
All right.
far as
Them some tight numbers, Tommy.
Shocker.
Tommy Two Snakes. Them some close numbers, bud. Tommy Two Snakes.
What do you think for record overall?
That's all right, man. Their Bills win.
Record for the year.
The whole thing with the record is
Yeah.
where do they play Philadelphia?
That one's at
It's
home.
at home. in Buffalo.
At home?
Yeah,
Um,
all the tough ones are in Buffalo.
yeah.
Buffalo could
Our
break
road
the
games are pretty
record.
easy. Or well, I shouldn't say.
Buffalo could break the record then. They're playing Philly at home. Buffalo could break Miami's
Yeah.
record and go 17-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't
wow.
see anybody beating Buffalo at home.
Okay.
Nobody beat them last
Okay.
year at home, and I don't think it's going to happen this year.
That idea
Yeah.
scares me. I would almost rather have 16-1, at least plummet the last game and just chill out and get a loss under your, because I don't really
Yeah.
like the
I don't
added
think
pressure
so.
of trying to
Hey,
defend an
listen.
undefeated season. But
They did that last year.
Whatever.
I think
Yeah.
it hurt them. I think
How did
it
that
hurt
Well,
hurt?
hey,
them.
listen. I hope you guys are right.
all right,
I hope either one of you are right, man. But likely it's the NFL, man. There's so much randomness. We
Yeah.
got to go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Playing Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh is never easy. We play the Bucks. We got the Chiefs. We got the Bengals. I'll say 13-4, man.
13-4.
And
I think the Bucks are sneaky going to be one of our toughest ones, and probably possibly one of our losses if I had to choose one.
There's
I'd
gonna
probably
be
say
a
the
lot of
Bucks are going
close
to surprise us
games.
with a
But-
loss.
I'll tell you what, though, guys. I think this is the year we get the 1 seed, and I think
I
this
feel
is the year that we win the AFC Championship game. I think we're going to the Super Bowl this year.
I like it, Dr. Chuckles, man. I dig it. I
You don't
agree.
think they're going to win it?
What do you guys think?
Well,
You don't think
When
they're
we
gonna
get there,
win
if we get there, we'll predict it then. But I'm saying they're going this year.
yeah. I feel you.
I
I
say they
agree,
win.
but
What do
I
you
don't
guys think
talk
of the
about that shit,
Play-
man.
What are you guys predicting for the playoffs here?
Oh my god!
If they make it, what do you think
Let's
is
slow our roll, man. I hate that. I don't know. It's
Okay,
tough for me to jump that far ahead. I could maybe for a different episode.
For
we
those
might
of you-
do a deep long dive
going
on
to
it.
for the 2 to 5 listeners out there, or
Yeah.
viewers? Billy Beer over here is very superstitious. All right, so we'll pump the brakes right there.
I suspended my superstition already for the score prediction there. So that's all I can
Yeah,
handle in a day, Chuck.
But
All right,
Hey, fellas,
what do you got for us, Snakes?
you want to sign us off there, Coach Tommy Two Snakes?
Yeah, sign us off there, Snakes.
Signing off, all I'm going to say is I hope that last week's game, when Buffalo came back to win, has all those announcers eating crow for the next month and a half. That's all I can say, because not one of them picked the Buffalo. Every
Yeah.
one of them was going to Baltimore. They had a landslide. And boy, when they won, they still said, they didn't say Buffalo won. They said
Yeah,
Baltimore broke down and gave them a chance.
Yeah.
Buffalo
Well,
beat them.
Baltimore
you know
has
what,
been
man,
known
the
to do that, man.
ESPN
What, 17 times since like 09 or something. But anyway, fellas.
yeah. Well, the ESPN broadcast. I think Teddy Bruschi picked the Bills, and I think Ryan Clark did too. Man, the other
I'm
guys
talking
did.
about I'm
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about
there were
the
probably
group
a-
that's
there were
on
a couple.
TV before the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, all right, here we go, man. We're playing the Jets in New York. Let's go,
Oh, yeah.
Bills. Let's go another Bills Mafia podcast year.
Yeah, man.
Let's
Hell
go,
yeah.
brothers.
It's
Have
good
a
to be
great
back, Chucky.
season.
This was
Have
fun.
a great year.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Enjoy.
I think it's going to be a close one, but Bills win.
All right, Tommy.
All
Good
right.
to be back, fellas. Go
Let's go.
Bills.
Yeah.
All right, go Bills.